my name is Angie. This is my 94 Mazda RX-7, and you are watching East Coast Garage. So this is the 94 Mazda RX-7. It is a 13B rotary. I changed out the stock twins to a single Borg Warner 257 SXE. A really good friend of mine, Gil Ortega, had, the manifold turbo pulleys custom powder coated for me as a Christmas present. So really thankful to him for that. At 14 pounds, it made 430. Right now it is running at 10 pounds and is running anywhere between 380 and 410. The taillights were a present from my loving husband. They are custom from a man in Japan that took them apart and put the inlay in. I believe he found them in Florida and ordered them as a Christmas present for me. And that's still, to this day, probably one of my favorite parts of this car because it's just so unique.
Make all the right noises. And I'm glad that you didn't ruin it by LS swapping it like some other people do.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. It's just something about the rotary engine. It's the soul of the car.
Yeah.
You LS swap it and you just take all its potential, all its heart out of the car. And I mean, it can be a pain in the butt, I'll be honest, but it's so worth it. I mean, the snap, crackle, pops, just the sheer joy of having the power, at your fingertips, really. And it is a luck of the draw. Sometimes you make it home and sometimes you don't,
Yeah. Yeah, and this one's kind of like, for a rotary, this one's pretty bulletproof too. It has like a bunch of some RX-8 hard parts, and it's got the good apex seals in it that prevent you from rebuilding the rotary every 10,000 miles essentially.
Yes. So funny thing is, before I even had the car, we went to a big car show at the convention center. My friend Gil was actually working the booth at Angel Motorsports, and they had what they called a unbreakable kit for the Mazda RX-7 engine pieces, just everything you need to make the car bulletproof. And
right.
I didn't know this, but he actually bought me a raffle ticket for it.
Oh, cool.
And while I was out at lunch, I won.
Wow. That's awesome.
So I had this little basket of goodies just with no car.
Yeah.
So when I did get the car, I went and talked to Mike, and he's like, whenever you get the car, let me know. I'll put it all together for you. And that's what he did. It was a few years before I got the car, but he put it all together, and it's, sorry guys, I'm biased. It's my favorite car. I think it's one of the nicest ones out here. It's not a hobby. Owning an RX-7 is not a hobby. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's something you put your whole heart into, and if you really want it to be what you want it to be, you're gonna have the blood, sweat, and tears. You're gonna want to set it on fire. You're gonna want to just sell it, and you're once you get in the car and it's running and it feels good, and all of that just goes away. You just feel a sense of accomplishment and happiness, and all I'm saying is I love this car. And if you're thinking about getting one, do your research. Know what you're getting into, because it's not all that great sometimes, but if you're willing to put in the work, it'll make you happy. It really will. So I have always been into cars. I grew up with my older brother who was always working on brake jobs, and he's actually a painter himself. He does more motorcycle work. But I was always out with him changing brake pads, rotors, stuff like that. And so naturally, looking at car magazines, I came across a Mazda RX-7 FD and decided I was one day going to have it. Never thought in a million years I would get it, but I did. Just driving this car is like nothing else. To me, has the best sounds. I love the brapping noise. I love the attention I get out of it. I painted it purple. It's actually Audi R8 Merlin purple. Purple is kind of like my signature color. I love it. I saw the color on an R8 and decided that's the color I'm painting this car.
Nice.
I did get a lot of flack because it was originally white and people kept telling me to keep it white. But I think I made a good decision on it.
I think so too.
I got to give a big shout out to Mike at Angel Motorsports. He did all the engine work. Love you, man. You did a great job. Couldn't be happier. Professional rim repair. Chris Maselli and a good friend of mine, Tate Hedrick, helped me do a lot of the body work, prep work, paint, primer. And I mean, yeah, I love this car every time I drive it. And don't get me wrong, there are days I want to set it on fire, but then I just can't. I just love it so much. Big shout out to my husband for putting up with it. I know that man loves me, and every time I drive it, I think of him, and it's just something we did together that just, it's amazing.
That's awesome.
Like, the family that plays together stays together, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right.
And it's definitely a family that helped put it together between Gil Ortega, my husband CD, Mike, John Vargas, I think also helped with tuning it. Yeah, Chris and Tate, I love you guys. Couldn't be happier.
So is this like a forever car? Like you're gonna keep this thing forever?
I don't know if it'd be a forever car.
Yeah.
Everything's got a price.
Yeah.
Everything's got a price. I have never taken a car down to bare metal.
Yeah.
Sanded, primered, painted, cleared, buffed. But I have done it. I have done it. And I don't think I'll ever do it again. But I mean, I love the car. I enjoy the car. But everything's got a price. And if the right buyer came along and said, hey, I'll give you this much for it, give me something to think about, I have no problem letting her go. But for now, I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yes. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about that to include in the video?
Just the appreciation I have for everybody that helped me get this car to the way it was.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way I could do it on my own. Just everybody who had a hand in it and, you know, helped me with prep, helped me with the engine work, with ordering supplies, wheels, tires. I mean, it really is, like, for me, it's just the appreciation that I have for everybody who helped me. You know, Gil, Mike, John, Chris, Tate, of course, my husband, CD. Just you can feel the love that they have for me just
that's awesome.
to build this together. And I can't express how much I love you guys. Like, because without you guys and like even Mike, who sold me the car, I would not have this car if you did not sell me this car. Just you guys made my dream come true.
That's so awesome. I love the passion that you have and love for this car and for the community and everyone that's helped you get here. And if you're watching this video, smash that like button and give a comment. Give a shout out to Angie for her cool ass RX-7. And I just want to say thanks for letting me feature your car on this channel. It's been a blast and I love these cars.
I appreciate it. I'm so happy I can help your channel out, and if I do anything new to it, I will let you know. But I appreciate the feature.
And we'll be back for CD's Cappuccino later on too.
Oh, absolutely. You'll have a hoot with that one. It's a lot of fun.
I don't know about that. This car's pretty awesome.
Different kind of fun, but it's fun. I'm excited. I'm excited for sure. Hey guys, thanks for looking at my RX-7. Big shout out to East Coast Garage for doing a feature, and we'll see you next time.